Hello, my cutie patooties, and welcome the frick back in. We are here live with my Twitch. Twitch, do you want to say hello to the YouTube gang? We are going to be listening to Sigur Ros, Glosoli. And before we jump into this, just a friendly reminder to please like and subscribe. And with that said, my darlings, are you ready? No, YouTube will not help you. Let's go. Ooh, like started in one ear and went to the other. Oh, okay. I was like, and I'm scared. It's a beautiful landscape. Okay, it's got this very like whimsical, like ethereal, magical kind of energy to it. And just like how and it makes me think of kind of like Bridge of Terabithia. That's obviously that's a movie, but and not a song. But just like the energy of it is just like these kids come together and they are in the woods and they create this whole world in their minds, and it just has this, again, this magical like energy to it. Obviously, I don't, if you've seen Bridge of Terabithia, you know how it ends. And it's a really good movie, but yeah, it definitely was to watch. But this gives me this, I don't know, it feels like there's a little bit of melancholy in it based on the vocals, I think, because they're so they just have a sadness to them, but they also have this tone again that is like ethereal and magical, and like there's just this energy to this. I do have the lyrics here. They are translated by Google, so take that with a grain of salt. Now you wake up, everything seems to be changed. I peeked out and I don't see anything. Then tie your shoes. Is she wearing pajamas? In a dream she arrived. I joke around, but the sun is it? Where is she? In here, but where are you? I'm going for a ride. It also just sounds kind of like almost like a game of hide and seek, but in a very dreamy kind of way that, I don't know, again, it just feels like there's some melancholy to it. Obviously, I am taking the lyrics again with a grain of salt. There's a lot of times when you translate anything, you're not getting the proper translation because there's a lot of things can literally mean something else in another language, but the way that you use it and like together creates a different meaning altogether in other languages. So I think Google just takes it for the literal sense that it is versus what it actually is. But from this, again, it kind of gives me this sense of hide and seek. Again, it's like along the way, that first kid is finding all these other kids and taking them on this grand adventure across what I'm assuming is the Icelandic landscape. But let's continue. Rachel. I'm sorry? You bros are like 8 or 9 years old or something, and you're burning cars? Oh wait, they took them from that. Okay. He's got the drums, so like in a band, he would be, I think, at the front, like in a band procession. Oh my gosh. That end there with like all of the almost sounds like the toys like oh, what is it called? It's like it's not a marimba. The xylophone. I was like, what is the word? Um but it also sounded kind of like certain toys going off was like almost a little unsettling. But again, it was very like it had again that kind of whimsical, ethereal, magical kind of, kids can have fun and create with their imagination anywhere, like they're so like just like it's really interesting because this was something that I was in an audition class and they kind of talked about this, how as you grow older you get really aware of how people perceive you, and you become a lot of times really worried about that. You feel embarrassed or you feel goofy or you feel whatever. But when you bring a kid into that audition, like if you bring an adult into an audition, say act like a dragon, they're going to be like, this feels silly. This feels, I don't know, ridiculous. I feel embarrassed. And I don't know, a lot of times people don't really go for it. Whereas if you bring a kid into that same audition, they'd be like, okay. And then they're just like, like they just go for it. And they're big and loud. And then afterwards, like, okay, cool. Thank you. Like they go for it, and they're creative, and they're not so phased by everything as when you get older. Like everything is just so much more magical. And I don't know if that's kind of what this was touching on, like especially with the jumping off, like the Peter Pan kind of vibe. But regardless, it was very interesting to watch, for one. And those vocals are very yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I've been saying the whole time. It just has this very ethereal, magical sound to them. So thank you very much for recommending that. I hope that you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you want to see more, and I shall see you cutie patooties in the next one. Bye!